Hi, hello everyone. It is wonderful to meet each one of you on this live session, and I'm really glad to connect with you yet another Wednesday. So many of you are in the mid of the week and having so many midweek blues, thriving for a weekend. I understand that. So all the beautiful angels out there, I have some message for you today, which is again a very special message for you. First thing is, I realized that sometimes we overdo things thinking that we're going to get everything immediately. We think like when we overdo things, it will get in a fast pace and things like that. But I want to tell you something. There are, different angles to it that we are going to look at it in today's session. So that's what we are going to look at. And I know many of you are right now joining. Some of you could be, busy. I understand. So still you can watch this live later at some other point. So the first thing, let's look at the history. Like in schooling, we have different subjects, right? So in schooling, if you have looked at geography or history, okay, history subject, never in the history we have heard somebody achieving an overnight result by overdoing things. That has never happened. You take any person for that example, they had a consistent practice over and over and over and again. So they kept doing everything at a small step phase. We might be thinking, no, I want this to have this done immediately. But that is a humbug, or that's a myth, I would call it. And if you look at in economics, just like in economics, there is a point where the returns from additional effort start diminishing. Even though you put so much of workload, you're pushing yourself beyond your limits, and you find that all your efforts are getting wasted. It leads to inefficiency, exhaustion, self-exhaustion, rather than an increased productivity. You will see, oh my God, I'm putting so much of effort over here, but still I could see I'm not getting enough result as I wanted. So what is that which is really needed is the balance and the harmony, because life always operates in a delicate balance. Overdoing in any aspect of your life, which can be in your health, in your relationship, in your career, or any matter, anything for that matter, it disrupts the harmony in all these areas. You will find that equilibrium across these different areas will get distracted. So it is always that you need to, have the right balancing across all these aspects, and particularly you don't overdo it, you don't get bursted out. And what we don't realize is quality is more important than the quantity of the work that we do. Have you ever heard someone telling you this? I worked so much in the gym last night or yesterday that I didn't, I just lost 10 kgs or 20 kgs of weight in just one single day. Even though there are many health coaches who claim that, in 7 days you will lose 5 kgs, in 10 days you lose this many kgs. You remember there are days, not hours or minutes. Why it is so? Even though we have come up with so many technologies, trust me, there's nothing like that which is called as an overnight result. And overdoing can actually lead you to burnout and fatigue, which is your motivation will start diminishing and your creativity will start declining, because you are completely burning yourself with all the drained energy of focusing, oh, I'm not doing it, you're grinding yourself up. So sustainable progress over the period and rejuvenation in between is more important. It is very, very important for you to maintain that energy level, for you to keep that enthusiasm. And it is quite important for us also to understand in accounts. If you look at in accounts, they call it, right, opportunity cost. So every work that we do has an opportunity cost involved, and the potential benefit will get lost by choosing one alternative over the other alternative. So when you are overdoing, you may come up to an expense of opportunities that you're losing on the other side. Why do you want to do that? You have to have that adaptability in place, flexibility in place, because oftentimes overdoing reflects rigidity and inflexibility in your approach in handling things, because you are so rigid that you wanted to complete things even when you're not ready for it, even when things around you are not in alignment, even when when you don't have the proper elements in place, the puzzles are not put in place, but still you wanted to complete things absolutely at its own pace. You're not ready to leave it in this flow. You wanted to push it, and you want to burn yourself out, which is not the right thing to do. And of course, I always realized during all these years of my experience, one thing I understood is you need to cultivate that mindfulness, the awareness of mindfulness, which help you to recognize, okay, am I going excessive in any part of my, routine work that I'm doing? Am I being unproductive in being overproductive, thinking that I'm doing many things that I'm doing? But it will allow you to have that intentional decision making. All right, even though I know that today I have this many things that I need to do, but I know it is an endless game. I need to, carry forward few things to the next day. Because many times we look at the to-do list and we get burnt out because we get overwhelmed. We think like, oh my God, there are so many things to be done. But that is really, going to give you an emotional imbalance, I would call it. When you have top 3 things out of any number of lists that you have, that's when you will start feeling like, okay, I have an achievement in place. I have small milestones that I have crossed, but still, you will have that thriving. All right, tomorrow I will complete the next 3. Tomorrow I will complete the next 3. So keep yourself in the momentum. And one important thing I have always seen is acknowledging your limitation, being so kind to yourself, being so kind to oneself is very, very important, because it will avoid you in the cycle of overdoing and perfection and all that. Because we have spoken about procrastination as well, but when it comes to overdoing things, it's not okay that you constantly push yourself beyond your limit, and you need to be self-compassionate about yourself, which is really, really important. And long-term sustainability game always take you to the next level. When you think short term, when you want your things at a short term, you want instant gratification of things, you need to sacrifice many long-term sustainabilities, many long-term dreams that you want to achieve, because building habits takes time. There is no overnight habit that is being formed. Building routines and everything takes a manageable effort, manageable time, so that you progress in that particular game, which is not going to happen 100% overnight. And sometimes I always feel like when we are going for a vacation, the joy is not in the destination. You take the ride, you ride so fast to travel from point A to point B. You ride even for 140 kilometer speed, or whatever is the maximum speed. You drive to the destination. What happens in the process? You feel frustrated, you feel burned out. The vacation is not a vacation anymore. But the joy lies in the journey. The real joy lies in enjoying every bits and pieces of work that we keep doing. When we miss out on that aspect, see, success is just an experience that you need to have in everything that you're doing. Not that, you feel, okay, this is, I know like this, I have to complete by this time. I have so many of this work that I need to do. You have a big list of tasks that needs to be accomplished and all that. And you keep burning and burning and burning yourself. And end of the day, when you achieve everything, let's say like you have completed all the things in your work list, all the to-do list, do you think end of the task, you will be happy about it? You'll keep on thinking, what's next? But at the last task, you will feel like you wanted to be like, oh my God, just leave me. I don't want to take it anymore. That would be the kind of sensation that you will be having. But try and enjoy every bits and pieces of work that you're doing. That is what is called as success. Success is experience. Even though many people have different, definition for success, I would call it success lies in the every moment of living. So be mindful about how much of the work that you're putting in any aspect of life while you're working towards anything and everything in your life right now. And sometimes we need to accept the fact your day has only 24 hours, even my day has only 24 hours. We can only accommodate so much, right? We cannot have everything inside the same 24 hours. I've seen people losing their sleep, losing their, having a good food. They just skip their meals, skip their breakfast. Why so? Why keep overdoing it? But be in the flow. The real magic happens when you're in the flow with the elements of the task that you're trying to do. I always, before even I start any task, I tell a hope, no prayer. And I start that work. And I tell myself, now that I have taken this task, I've successfully completed, and thank you so much for all the divine flow that has happened. So this way, you will have everything on the flow. My part is just a piece of the puzzle. Other things should also be in the flow for me to complete that particular task. I'm just as an instrument who's doing it. So when you realize that, I don't, believe that you will be burning yourself anymore like what you're doing right now. Understand, over pain is not equal to gain. And overnight, there is no success which has been built. Understand this. You take any physics, history, chemistry, geography, accounting, in whichever subject you wanted to tell me, the real fact is overdoing doesn't lead you anywhere. It will create exhaustion in your life. So take care of yourself, and we will meet in the next live session. Thank you.